Hello, this is Bob Pandolfo on behalf of the USTA. Welcome to Handicapper's Corner and another edition of the Grand Adventure. And this week I have two spot plays in the Grand Adventure, one on Friday and one on Saturday. I'm going to talk about the one on Saturday for this video, and that is at Balmoral in the 12th race tomorrow night. And this is a 7-horse field, a claiming race, and I'm going to talk a little bit about playing closers from outside post. The horse that I'm picking in this race is Dominus N. This horse has been in good form. I had a really strong race a few starts back where he made my list of sharp horses to watch, where he was uncovered from post 7 and held very well. Then he had a closing effort against a slow pace, and then last time out finishing 26-1 from a tough spot. He gets a better post this time because he gets post 7. Even though he's on the extreme outside, it's a smaller field, so he doesn't have to come from post 10. Now, when I'm playing a horse from the outside that looks to be coming from off the pace, there's a couple of things I look for. There's a few things I look for, actually. Number one is you want a track where horses can come from off the pace, from the outside. A track preferably with a long stretch. Balmoral has a very long stretch, and it's a 1-mile track. I would play horses on smaller tracks as long as the stretch is pretty long. Like at Yonkers Raceway, even though it's a half-mile track, they have a long stretch. So I will play closers from outside post if the horse is strong enough and has certain other things going for it. Now, in this particular race, there's a couple of other key factors which will allow me to play this horse from post 7. When I'm betting a closer from an outside post, first of all, I want good odds. I don't want to bet the horse if it's going to be 8-5. This horse is 6-1 in the morning line. If he goes off a pretty decent price, I'll play him. If he goes off 8-5, I won't play him. But also, you want a horse that this horse can follow. You want good cover. Now, this is a good field. It's a very competitive field. There's several horses that could win this race, but there's a horse named Rocket Dog, the 5 horse, who's very sharp, and I'm pretty sure that Dominus N should be able to follow this horse. And regardless of which horse he follows, it looks like the type of race where Dominus N will get covered up and be able to follow a good flow of cover from off the pace, and that's very important. If there's weak horses in the middle post, you don't want to bet a horse on the outside post who's going to be closing because he's going to be following those weak horses and he's never going to get into the race. Another thing I like to look for is pace. Now, there's two very good speed horses in this race. R.E. Farewell and Grand Freedom, the 2 and the 3 horses. They're both sharp. They're both horses that like to race on the front end. Now, I don't really think they're going to get into a speed duel, but they could. But even if they exchange leads and trade leads in this race, that's going to make the pace quick. And at the very least, it'll make the pace honest. And that will allow Dominus N to get into the flow and to be possibly closing into a slower final quarter because of the early fractions. So this horse has everything I look for in an outside post closer. He's potential value. He's in very good form. They have the long stretch at Balmoral. He probably is going to get a cover trip from a good cover horse, not a weak horse. And there is speed in the race, so the pace should be to his advantage. So tomorrow night in the 12th race at Balmoral, my pick is Dominus N, and I do have the way I bet these races on the USTA's website, and also there's a race at the Meadows today. So for the United States Trotting Association, thank you for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner and the Grand Adventure, and enjoy the racing.